It's Fintan Moloney here for XLR-Radio. I'm here with Trevor Rockcliffe. Trevor, welcome to Limerick and indeed Ireland. I believe it's not your first time playing Limerick City. And also, I remember correctly, if I am right, you played here back in the 90s.
That's right. I played at the Theatre Royal. Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic night. Brilliant. Great crowd. Everyone was well up for it. Had a fantastic time.
And most recently, I believe you played the Strut night, I believe, here in Limerick.
Yeah, that's correct. I've done quite a few of those Strut nights, actually. And that's another brilliant party. I always have a good time when I play in Ireland. It's always good, mate.
And where else in Ireland have you played?
I've played all over Ireland. I've been DJing for a long time now. So, I've done all the cities, but one of the best places for me was Sir Henry's. Back in the day, absolutely. You know what it was like. It was absolutely crazy, sick up in there. Another favourite of mine is Tralee Horns. Absolutely fantastic club. Really, really good. Totally enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. And also, the other thing is, I was thinking, you said, you like Sir Henry's, you like Tralee, you like Limerick. Is it hard to pick a favourite, or do you just enjoy playing Ireland?
Do you know what? It is very difficult to pick a favourite. Sir Henry's that's a legendary club. That's always going to be one of the best. Exactly. That was back in the day, and it's never going to be the same. But Horns was very, very, very good as well. I remember the first time I played down there. We drove down there for 2 hours. 2-hour drive, and in the middle of nowhere, and you get there and you think, mate, what's this going to be like? I don't think there's going to be a lot of people here. Get to the club and it's just off the hook. Really, really good night. But I always have a good time in Ireland. The people, the crowd, are always up for it. It's one of my favourite places to play. It's great, fantastic.
That's brilliant. And if we can take our listeners back in time a little bit, you've been DJing for quite some time now. You started back in the 80s. Can you tell me how you got started and some of the musical influences that were around for you back then?
Yeah, how I got started, a good friend of mine started up a night in London called Ziggy's, and he asked me to play for him. He knew that I was always buying music and always trying to DJ in my bedroom and that. And he asked me to play the first night, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. You're getting doing something that you love, you're getting paid for it, and it just went from there. It just built up from there basically. Met up with Carl Cox, probably about. I knew Carl for a long time. I knew Carl since. Carl Cox did my birthday party when I was like 16 years old. So I knew Carl anyway. I used to go out to a lot of the parties with him. So basically, if I'm going to be honest, it's really Carl that really got me into DJing. But I started doing all the acid house clubs and all the raves, and it just went from there.
So moving on to the 90s, things really took off, I believe, for you, and you got to travel quite a bit playing the club and the festival circuit. Now, can you tell me, is there any venues in particular or club nights or festivals that you played in particular that stood out for you that would be, that were some of your favourites?
Yeah, well, I've got to say Dance Valley it's got to be right there at the top. You go out. I remember the first time I played there, didn't know what to expect. It was, you're going to Holland to DJ. It's an outdoor rave. I didn't imagine there was going to be so many people. It was absolutely fantastic. Brilliant club. Brilliant rave. I've done quite a few. I've done a lot of the raves, but I think Dance Valley is the one that really stands out.
And do you find with DJing at the moment, are you travelling around a lot now at the moment, or you're not fixed in one place? You're travelling quite a lot.
Yeah. I was resident DJ at the Velvet Rooms in London, and I was resident once a month in a club in Portugal called Locomia, that was down in the Algarve, and two brilliant clubs. But yeah, at the moment I'm just traveling around, guest DJing everywhere. No residence at the moment, so anyone listening out there that wants a resident DJ, give me a call.
And do you enjoy life on the road?
Yeah, I mean, it can be tiring, especially like summertime. You get to the airport, everyone's going on holidays, packed, and you're just trying to get to work. The flight's delayed and all the rest of it. But other than that, it's all good. But obviously, with the traveling, it's about being in the club, rocking the clubs. That is the most. That's what I enjoy doing.
Now, along with DJing, I know music production is a big part of your life. Immediately, visions of you with the old with Blake Baxter comes to mind to me. Can you tell me some of the other production projects over the years you were involved with?
Yeah, well,
well, there's so many of them. I know it's hard to.
It's really hard to think. I've done a lot of work for Bush Records as well, Egg Powell. I've got my own label, Mentor Records. Intake Records, Carl Cox's record label. I've done countless remixes. I couldn't even really go into it. It's just so much stuff out there.
That was my next question. I know you're involved in production, but you also do remixing. I believe you remix the likes of the Rhythm Masters and stuff like that as well.
That's it. That's right. That was a good 15 years ago that I done that remix for Rhythm Masters. It's just whoever wants me to do a remix. If I'm into the track, I'm up for doing it.
And do you find between DJ now and production, is it kind of a 50-50 thing, or how do you divide your time? Or
as I said, I've got my own label, Mental Records, and I spend most of the day trying to get a production for that. Obviously, people are asking me to do remixes as well, and other labels want me to put out releases for their labels. So I would actually, in fact, I probably reckon production is probably 70% of my time. That's what I do during the day.
And as a DJ, your sound is often described as funky techno. Do you think that's accurate?
Absolutely.
And how would you define that? Like, we'll say, okay, you play techno, but you always have a funky edge to it. Sound-wise, you like to keep a bit of groove in there as well.
Yeah. It has to have the groove, I mean, for me, you need to have that nice, funky beat, nice percussions. Bass line is so important. You got to have a nice stab, and I like to throw in the odd, little vocal snippets. That's the main ingredients for me.
And is that kind of the idea of what set we can expect to hear tonight?
Well, tonight I'm going to play. I'm probably going to play a little bit harder tonight because I know you guys down here like it a bit tough, So I'm going to play some old school beats, some Jeff Mills, and I'm going to play some tune tonight,
And can you tell me, like, in your record box right now, could you pick 3 tracks that are your favourite to play out right now? I know that's very, very tough question. Or even, not even your top 3, but 3 records you love playing in a club.
I can't think.
Hard to think off the bat, like, because when there's so many good records, I guess it's hard to.
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of really good music out there at the moment. I can't really pinpoint one particular track that I'm really enjoy playing. I like them all, man. There's, I don't. Yeah, exactly. I don't play stuff that is. I try not to play stuff that's mediocre. I mean, I say I try not to. I don't think it's mediocre. I play stuff that I really like, and hopefully, I think that, the crowd would like my stuff as well.
Well, that's brilliant. And now the other question I wanted to ask you, almost before we wrap up, is in terms of your material online, if our listeners wanted to check you out, what would be the best place to get the Trevor Rockcliffe sound?
Okay, best place to get my music and most other DJs, the biggest site is going to be Beatport. They're the boys. They're the ones to get some fantastic music out there. Check it out, man.
Well, Well, thanks, Trevor, for taking time to talk to us on XLR Radio. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here in Limerick, and I'm really looking forward to your set tonight.
Thank you very much, and trust me, I will enjoy myself. Ireland, I always have a good time over here. It's a brilliant crowd. I love you guys. Thank you very much.
That's brilliant, Trevor. We're glad to have you here. This is Fintan for XLR Radio with Trevor Rockcliffe. We're back in Dr. John's here chilling out before the